What's good, everybody, and welcome to Real Talk, the podcast where we get into the life advice no one tells you until it's, well, way too late. I'm your host, Ken.
And I'm Paula. It is so good to be with you all. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on some game-changing truths, the kind of stuff you wish someone told you when you were just starting out, whether it's in business, leadership, or just life.
Straight up. So let's get right into it, Paula. Let's talk to the dreamers, the builders, the entrepreneurs out there. We all have that million-dollar idea, right? But what's that first, most common trap everyone seems to fall into?
Oh, Ken, it's a big one. I call it being a love-struck founder. You fall so deeply in love with your own idea that you forget to ask the most important question. Will anyone else love it enough to pay for it? It's like a chef spending months perfecting a fancy meal.
Right.
Without ever asking what the customers actually like to eat.
That's it right there. It's all about market research. And right after that comes what I call the headlights off journey. No business plan. People think a business plan is just, some stuffy document for the bank.
Yeah.
But it's your roadmap. Without it, you're just driving in the dark, hoping you don't drive off a cliff.
And you will definitely run out of gas, which brings up another huge pitfall, the leaky bucket of poor financial management. You get that first round of funding or a few big sales.
Right.
And suddenly you're trying to have an office like Google. No, you have to manage your cash flow like your business's life depends on it. Because it absolutely does.
So true. But you know the one I see the most, especially in our community? The superhero syndrome, trying to do it all yourself. You're the CEO, the marketing department, the accountant, and the janitor.
Oh, yes.
That is a one-way, first-class ticket to Burnout City.
Preach. And you know what that superhero tries to do next? They try to scale too fast. You get one good month.
Yep.
And suddenly you're hiring 10 new people and renting a bigger office. You're trying to build a rocket ship before you've even built a solid engine. You have to earn the right to scale.
That's a word. And the last business trap is maybe the most disrespectful one, ignoring the people who actually pay your bills, your customers. I've seen businesses fail because the founder thought they were a genius who knew best. And they ignored all the feedback. That's not confidence, that's just hubris, man.
It is. And honestly, all of this leads perfectly into our next topic, leadership. Because once you avoid those traps and build a team,
Right.
you have to actually lead them. What's the biggest mistake you see new leaders make, Ken?
For me, it's gotta be the shoulder surfer, the micromanager, standing over your team's shoulder, checking every little thing,
Oh, man.
redoing their work. All that does is scream, I don't trust you. And if your team doesn't feel trusted,
No.
they'll never give you their best, most creative work.
That is the absolute truth. And what about the ghost captain, the leader who is so busy doing that they fail to communicate the vision, the goals, the why behind the work? It's like being a passenger on a ship and the captain never tells you where you're going. You can't expect your team to be all in if they're completely in the dark.
And can we talk about the credit hog, the leader who stands in the front for every success,
Ah, yes.
but is the first to point fingers when things go wrong? That's a morale killer right there. A great leader makes their team the heroes of the story. You have to celebrate your team's wins as their wins.
And the flip side of that is the conflict avoider. A small issue pops up with a team member and you let it slide because the conversation is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
A month later, that small issue has festered and poisoned the whole team's attitude. You have to have those tough conversations early and with compassion.
Absolutely. Real leadership is about investing in your people's growth. It's about building more leaders, not just having followers.
So true. Okay, let's bring it all the way home. This last piece of advice is for everyone, no matter what you do. It's about those invisible walls that stop us from reaching our goals. For me, the number one dream killer is the comparison trap.
Ooh, preach. You're on your grind, you're making progress, feeling good about your path.
Yeah.
And then you hop on social media, suddenly you see someone else's highlight reel. Their new car, their big promotion, their perfect vacation.
Oh, wow.
And your own journey feels so small and insignificant.
Yes, you are comparing your messy, real, behind-the-scenes footage to their perfectly edited movie trailer. It is a setup for failure. And that ties right into another trap, Perfectionism paralysis, being so terrified of not being perfect that you never even start the business, ask for the promotion, or post the video.
But you have to remember, every L is a lesson. Every failure, every mistake, every rejection, it's not the end of the road.
Right.
It's a detour that's showing you a better route. It's data. You have to build that resilience, that bounce back in your spirit.
That's the absolute key. And that inner critic, that echo chamber of doubt in your own mind, you have to be the bouncer for that club. You wouldn't let a stranger talk to you that way.
No.
So why do you let that voice in your own head get away with it?
Man, that's powerful. You gotta learn to be your own biggest fan, even when no one else is clapping.
You do. You know, for anyone who feels stuck in that cycle of self-doubt and wants a real strategy to break free, there's a powerful book I have to recommend. It's called Unchained Potential to Rise by Dr. Arlen K. Parham. It's a fantastic guide for building that mental toughness and turning your setbacks into your greatest strengths.
Oh yeah, that book is a phenomenal read. It's not just inspiration.
No.
It gives you a real-world format for that personal growth. You can find it on all major platforms. It really helps you internalize that a setback is just a setup for a comeback.
100%. So let's wrap it all up with this. Be strategic and plan your moves in business. Be a servant leader and empower your people.
Yes.
And in your own life, always, always give yourself grace.
Beautifully said, Paula. That's all the time we have for today on Real Talk. Thank you for tuning in. Keep pushing, keep growing, and keep it real.
Now, here's a question we'd like you to think about until we meet again. What is one goal you've been putting off because of the fear of failure? And what is one small, safe, and simple step you can take towards it this week?